Most people think muscle weakness starts in old age, but new research reveals the process begins decades earlier, long before you feel any soreness or fatigue. Deep inside your muscles, tiny molecular changes are already underway. Damaged proteins quietly accumulate, calcium pumps start to malfunction, and the machinery that powers muscle contraction slowly breaks down. All of this happens while you go about your daily life completely unaware. Recent studies have traced this hidden timeline, showing that the seeds of sarcopenia, the muscle wasting that accelerates after age 60, are sown much earlier. Understanding these invisible beginnings is the first step to preventing muscle loss before it becomes a problem. Sarcopenia is a medical term for the progressive loss of muscle mass and strength that typically speeds up after age 60. But what's surprising is that the process doesn't start when you first notice weakness. Instead, it begins quietly years before any symptoms appear. Researchers have found that a key cellular cleanup system called chaperone-mediated autophagy, or CMA, starts to fail in midlife. This failure sets off a chain reaction that eventually leads to muscle breakdown. By understanding what sarcopenia really is and when it starts, we can begin to think about how to stop it in its tracks. Chaperone-mediated autophagy, or CMA, is like the muscle's own janitorial staff. Its job is to identify and remove damaged proteins before they can cause trouble. Think of it as a highly selective recycling system. Chaperone proteins spot faulty proteins, escort them to the cell's recycling center, the lysosome, and feed them through a special gate called LAMP2A. Once inside, these proteins are broken down and their building blocks are reused to make new, healthy protein. When CMA works well, your muscles stay strong and functional. But as we age, this system starts to falter and the consequences can be serious. Dr. Anna Maria Cuovo has spent over 30 years unraveling the mysteries of CMA, moving from organ to organ. Her work began in the liver, then expanded to the brain, where she linked CMA failure to diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Each study added a new piece to the puzzle of how our bodies age, but muscle remained a mystery until recently. With a team of collaborators, Dr. Cuovo turned her attention to muscle tissue, determined to understand how CMA affects muscle health and aging. This journey has led to groundbreaking discoveries that could change how we approach muscle loss. Alia Santiago Fernandez, a muscle biology expert, led one of the key studies. Her team genetically engineered mice to lack CMA in their muscles. The results were dramatic. These mice had weaker grips and tired quickly on treadmills. When their muscles were examined, the damage was clear. In healthy muscle, cell nuclei stay at the edges, but in damaged muscle, they drift to the center, a sign that the muscle's internal machinery is breaking down. The team also found areas of dying tissue and other structural changes, revealing just how crucial CMA is for muscle health. Like other forms of cellular cleanup that remove large chunks of debris, CMA is highly selective. It targets specific proteins marked for disposal, ensuring only the damaged or unneeded ones are removed. Chaperone proteins recognize these tags, guide the faulty proteins to the lysosome, and pass them through the LAMP2A receptor for breakdown. The process not only clears out the trash but also recycles valuable amino acids, providing raw materials for new protein. This dual role makes CMA essential for both maintenance and renewal in muscle cells. Researchers looked at muscle tissue under an electron microscope. The differences were striking. Healthy muscle fibers are neatly organized, with dark Z-lines anchoring the contractile machinery in perfect rows. But in mice lacking CMA, this order was lost. The Z-lines were distorted, the structure was chaotic, and even the mitochondria, the cell's powerhouses, were swollen and dysfunctional. The network that stores calcium, called the sarcoplasmic reticulum, was also badly damaged. These images provided undeniable proof of how important CMA is for keeping muscle structure intact. Smita Kaushik, a co-author of the studies, described her reaction to seeing the damaged muscle images. She got goosebumps. The difference between healthy and CMA-deficient muscle was like night and day. She wondered how the mice could even function with such severe damage. These powerful images convinced the research team that they were onto something big. The visual evidence made it clear that CMA is not just a minor player, it's essential for muscle health and function. Digging deeper, researchers found that a protein called SCRCA, which acts as a calcium pump, was piling up in the damaged muscles. SCRCA's job is to help muscles relax by pumping calcium back into storage after a contraction. But without CMA, SCRCA proteins became misfolded and clumped together, preventing calcium from being properly managed. This led to higher calcium levels, making it hard for muscles to relax and setting the stage for further damage. The discovery linked CMA failure directly to the breakdown of muscle function. See if these findings applied to people. Researchers examined muscle samples from both young and older adults. Even in healthy older individuals, CMA activity was already declining. In those with sarcopenia, the drop was even more dramatic. These molecular changes happened before any obvious muscle weakness, suggesting that declining CMA could serve as an early warning sign. This discovery opens the door to new ways of monitoring and potentially preventing muscle loss in aging populations. Dr. Cuovo's research shows that aging isn't just about one organ failing. CMA is needed in every cell of the body. When it declines, problems appear everywhere: memory and movement issues in the brain, detoxification trouble in the liver, vision loss in the retina, and of course, muscle weakness. This systemic view of aging suggests that boosting CMA could improve overall health, not just muscle strength. Some of the compounds developed in her lab can even cross into the brain, offering hope for treating multiple age-related conditions at once. Another study focused on muscle stem cells, which are responsible for repairing damaged muscle. Normally, these cells spring into action after injury, rebuilding tissue and restoring strength. But in mice lacking CMA, the stem cells couldn't do their job. Hundreds of proteins that should have been cleared away piled up, causing an energy crisis and disrupting the cell's internal scaffolding. The same problems were seen in aged stem cells from both mice and humans, showing that CMA failure is a key reason why muscle repair slows with age. Aging delivers a double blow to muscle health. First, it undermines the maintenance of existing muscle by weakening CMA. Second, it impairs the ability to repair damage, because stem cells are also affected. This means that not only do muscles break down faster, but they also can't recover as well from injury or stress. Understanding this double hit helps explain why muscle loss accelerates with age, and highlights the importance of protecting both maintenance and repair system. Most exciting part of this research is the discovery that muscle decline can be stalled or even reversed. In experiments mice engineered to keep LAMP2A, the entry gate for CMA active throughout life, maintains strong muscles in old age. Small molecule drugs that boost CMA also restored the ability of aged muscle stem cells to repair tissue. Even supplementing with pyruvate, a simple fuel, helped cells overcome energy problems caused by CMA failure. These findings suggest that it may be possible to restore muscle health even after decline has begun. You don't have to wait for new drugs to protect your muscles. Everyday choices like aerobic exercise and fasting can activate CMA naturally. Just 30 minutes of moderate exercise a day is enough to boost CMA activity in muscle. Fasting works by forcing cells to recycle old proteins for fuel, which also stimulates CMA. These simple lifestyle changes can help keep your muscle cleanup crew working, reducing the risk of sarcopenia as you age. Dr. Cuovo envisions a future where CMA activity is monitored as routinely as cholesterol. Early detection could allow interventions before muscle weakness sets in. While more research is needed, especially in humans, the discoveries so far offer hope for millions of older adults. For those who have struggled with muscle loss, these studies provide not just an explanation but a potential solution. The cleanup crew can be called back to work, offering a new path to healthy age.